Welcome back to Infinity Studios. In today's video, we'll dive into the secrets of drawing clean and professional line art. Whether you are an aspiring manga artist or looking to refine your drawing skills, this guide will help you master the art of lines. Let's get started. Understanding line width. First, let's talk about line width. Varying the thickness of your line can make your drawings look more dynamic and add depth. Thicker lines for foreground. Use thicker lines for objects or characters in the foreground to make them stand out. Thinner lines for detail. Fine lines work best for smaller details and background elements. Contrast for impact. Mixing different line widths helps guide the viewer's eyes and create visual hierarchy on the page. To get the most out of your line art, experiment with line width to add interest and depth to your drawings. Smooth and confident strokes. Now, one of the most important aspects of good line art is drawing smooth and confident strokes. Avoid sketchy lines. Sketchy broken lines can make your art look unfinished. Try to draw longer, continuous lines wherever possible. Practice hand control. Practice drawing lines with varying pressure to get a feel for the control you need. This will help you create smooth flowing lines with ease. Use arm movement, not just the wrist. For longer lines, move your arm instead of just your wrist to achieve smoother curves and straighter lines. Confident, clean lines make your art look polished and professional. Contour lines and creating depth. Another crucial element in creating good line art is using contour lines to give your drawings depth. Follow the shape's form. Contour lines wrap around your object to show its three-dimensional form. Practice drawing objects and using lines to suggest curves and depths. Light source and shadows. Think about where the light is coming from. Lines can be thicker in shadowed areas and lighter where the light hits. Line gradation. Gradually transitioning from thick to thin lines can make an object look more three-dimensional. Mastering contour lines will give your drawing a sense of volume and realism. Line art tools and techniques. To draw good line art, it's important to choose the right tools for the job. Traditional tools. If you are drawing traditionally, experiment with different types of pens like fine liners, brush pens, or even dip pens. Each has its own effect on line quality. Digital tools. For digital artists, use brush settings that allow for variation in pressure sensitivity. A brush with variable line thickness will give your digital line art more life. Stabilizers for digital drawing. Most drawing programs have a line stabilizer too, which helps reduce shakiness in your lines, making them smoother and cleaner. The right tool and technique can make a world of difference in your line art. Creating clean line art from sketches. Turning a rough sketch into clean line art is a process of refinement. Simplify your sketch. Start by simplifying your sketch. Reduce unnecessary lines and keep the essential ones. Layer your sketch and line art. If you are working digitally, use a lower opacity for your sketch layer and draw your line art on a new layer above it. Clean up overlapping lines. Pay attention to areas where lines intersect and clean them up to avoid confusion or messiness. Focus on the details last. Start with the big shapes and then add details. This will help ensure your line art stays clean and organized. Taking your time with this step will ensure your final line art is crisp and clear. Adding texture and personality with lines. Good line art isn't just about cleanliness, it's also about adding personality and texture. Hatching and cross-hatching. These techniques can add shading, texture, and depth. Experiment with different line patterns to create unique effects. Expressive lines. Don't be afraid to make your lines more expressive. Thicker, jagged lines can add energy to your drawing, while soft, flowing lines can make it feel more graceful. Line style. Your unique line style can define the mood of your artwork, whether you prefer clean, precise lines or more organic, stretchy ones. Find a style that suits your work. Using lines creatively will help give your artwork a unique voice and personality. By following these tips, you'll be able to create professional and polished line art that stands out. Remember, mastering line art takes practice, so don't be afraid to experiment with different tools and techniques. Click on the screen to watch our next video on how to make better manga pages and continue improving your art skills with us. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy drawing.